Plagued by years of plague and famine ravaging her own region, Frau Troffea suddenly starts dancing. Quickly, up to 15 people die every single day. We are in 1518. It's a warm July in the wonderful city of Strasbourg, now in the Alsace region of France. In its narrow streets, Troffea starts to shake it like a Polaroid picture. At first, passersby laugh and clap at her joie de vivre, a moment of happiness in what has been a miserable century. But Troffea doesn't stop. Her husband begs her to. Fatigue overwhelms her and her feet are covered in blood. But Troffea can't stop and won't stop for 6 long days. A week later, 34 dancers had joined her, and by the end of the month, up to 400. At its peak, it is commonly believed that every day, 15 residents die from strokes, heart attacks, or sheer exhaustion. However, BBC Earthlab, no contemporary sources cite any death. You would think the British Broadcasting Channel would check their sources, no? Local nobles consult medieval doctors who, in their endless commitment of doing more harm than good, blame the illness on overheated blood. But rather than the usual bleeding, which is already stupid by itself, these geniuses felt wiser to let their patients shake off the disease. So, the nobles ordered the clearing of a grain market and erected a large stage. There, under the blazing July sun, the afflicted danced along the music of hired pipers and drummers, day and night. The town quickly turned into a giant rave, not unlike Burning Man, but being medieval Europe with women rather than wooden effigies. Unexpectedly, this worsened the plague as more fools tagged along. The nobles, unlike any politicians today, quickly admitted their mistake. The stage was destroyed and any dancing or music strictly forbidden, to Kevin Bacon's dismay. But the plague would only stop a week later, after the dancers were forced to assist a procession for Saint Vitus, who is said to protect against involuntary movements, but more relevant to me, lightning strikes and oversleeping. But what led these maniacs to the floor? Much has been blamed for it. Hysteria, demoniac possessions, heretical cults, or more reasonably, ergot, a fungus found in rye bread with effects similar to LSD, but with the whole dying part. Personally, I blame it on champagne, with its first ever recorded export from its own region occurring on the same year. Conveniently, this supports my long-held theory that everyone during the medieval times was basically wasted. But people much smarter than me blame it on mass hysteria. And they have proof. While the hysteria of 1518 is the most detailed account we have, there are 20 other accounts of such events occurring between 1200 and 1600 in Western Europe alone. And all these share similar traits: populations suffering high levels of stress, whether from war or famine and disease in Strasbourg's case, which makes them more prone to such conditions. But I stand by my own theory, and since this year is exactly 500 years since that event occurred, I believe we should all celebrate accordingly. I hope you enjoyed this video in this new format. What the France? In less than a month, we have reached 30 subscribers, which is truly incredible. So thank you, everyone. I want to personally thank WowLXX, David, Jack Sparrow, and my little brother for subscribing. If you would like to keep supporting the channel, then please leave a like, share, comment, and if you haven't yet, subscribe. This was Barris. I will see you next week, but until then, yeah.